This is an exciting day. Today, I got my tax stamp. So, we have the new SIG. Well, it was new. Took a freaking year for this to come. Almost. About 8 months. But, yeah, the SIG suppressor. So, quick detach, although I'm not going to mess with it. It's on here, and it ain't ever coming off. It's going to be staying on there. So, we're going to be hunting suppressed. Along with the new Pulsar. I want to thank the guys out of Pulsar for sending me this. I'm going to be doing a slight review on it. So, first thing, it's an awesome thermal. You're going to see a lot of video. Going to be leaving for Independence Ranch tomorrow. And it is on my Creedmoor, by the way. And using the really right stuff tripod. I'm going to be running this Pulsar, and the first thing I have to say is it's absolutely awesome. You'll see the video. That being said, the mount that comes with it sucks. It broke within 4 days of having this unit. So I did make some phone calls, and I found this company that does do this quick detach. This has worked awesome. Just got back from the range, 300 yards, sub MOA. Awesome thermal. I think you guys are going to love it when you see this video. The other thing, it does come with a remote, which is fantastic. And I had the remote attached right there. And it was so fantastic. This remote is awesome. It's got a little wheel here. You got your record button. Just a fantastic piece for this. At your fingertips. It was very, very smart the way they did it. The only problem is, it broke already. Less than a week, it stopped working. Opened it up to take the battery out, and the whole piece that holds the battery in came off of the solders. So, I called them, and they said they're going to send me 2 of them. So, we'll see if they came in the mail here today. But, so, only 2 grapes. Otherwise, sighting it in, zeroing is awesome. And I'll get back to it in a little bit, but I was so excited when I got my tax stamp today to be able to shoot suppressed. And this thing just sounds so fantastic suppressed. But anyway, to be continued. Alright, so on this trip, I'm going back to good old glory. I'm going to be using Hornady 143 grain ELD-X precision hunter bullets. We know that we're going to be hunting at some distance. Don't know what the weather's going to be like. For what it looks like, we could have a 10 to 15 mile an hour wind. So when it's windy, I really prefer to use the Precision Hunter. It's a heavier weight bullet, probably the heaviest. That's going to be supersonic. And at 100, 200, and it's windy, this is the perfect round. If you're going to be running a Creedmoor, 143 grain ELD-X is my ammo of choice when it's windy. If I have a clear, beautiful day, 2 mile an hour wind, I'm not going to use this. I'm going to use my Barnes bullet. But this is what I will be running on this trip, and it's a bullet that I will be shooting with in my Creedmoor. So I kind of actually wanted to do 2 things. I really didn't give the really right stuff its props on the last video. It's easy when you're shooting with a thermal, you're knocking pigs down with 1 shot. It is really, really hard to take a shot out in the field in the middle of the night, in the pitch dark, on a hill, in an incline, inside of a bush, standing up. And in a prone position, you wouldn't want to be down there because of ants, and you want to be able to run real quick if you need to. So I tried to imagine hunting without having the best equipment, and I probably wouldn't do it. I'd get frustrated. I would definitely miss if I had to stand there and hold a 13-pound Creedmoor with all the equipment on it. So I think the saving grace is the really right stuff. Tripod. This thing weighs less than 3 pounds. Comes in a great bag, and this is really designed for the hunter. You're going to see a piece on my Creedmoor. In fact, I have that piece. It's an attachment that goes to this particular model for the Really Right Stuff tripod. And again, I want to thank the guys out at Really Right Stuff for sending me these. I mean, you know, you take it for granted when you're not having to pay for stuff. I wouldn't go with any other. I mean, I've got a couple Manfredos. I've got a couple other, you know, different stands that I use. I have bow pods, singles, triples. I've got these numbers over here, you know, which are nice if you're sitting down. Nothing, I mean, nothing on the market that I've tried, and I've got so much crap at, you know, like any hunter, we got to have all the stuff. This by far, and it's not even the most expensive, which is crazy. They could definitely charge more for this if people knew about it. Super light, super, super heavy duty. Just great, great. To be continued. I'm going to take it upstairs, get it out of the bag, get the Creedmoor on it, and kind of show you the features on this Really Right Stuff tripod. Show you how great looking it is. I wish I could show you how light it was, because when I say it's light, I mean this thing is light. You can keep the gun right on it and stalk with it. Literally put it on your shoulder and walk with it. And it's just as easy as slinging the gun. And, okay, so to be continued. So I'm back. Again, the attachment is right here. You got your knob, attaches directly to your gun. If I want to loosen this up a little bit and leave my gun sitting straight up like that, I could do that. And my gun will stay on that ball. I loosen it up and I want to move my gun in any direction. Sideways, up, down, left, right. I could do it. And then when I get it to the position, I could just lock it right in. Alright, so this is the Really Right Stuff tripod. Basically, the feature I like the most, obviously, is the top. This is the part that actually attaches to your gun piece. Slides right in here, you lock it in. The other beautiful part of this is it has this rotor. Now this is on a ball, so if I loosen that rotor, basically this ball can go 360 degrees in any direction. So once I put the gun on here, I could leave the gun sitting straight up. I could go back and forth, forward, to the left, to the right, whatever I need to do. There's also a lever on this side. This is for locking it in, so this doesn't rotate. Okay, on the top gives this a little more tension, and then this knob down on the bottom will lock this. So if you want to keep it in one position no matter what, you could lock it in to do that. I like to be able to definitely pan back and forth. There are bubbles on top of this piece and in the front of it, which in theory it should be like that. Now each one of these also have levers that you could pull out that'll drop this out further and further and further. So you can go from a total prone position up to this particular position here. Again, now this goes all the way up to somebody that's 6'5". I'm on the low end of the gene pool. So being 5'5", I need a little bit lower. And I like to actually duck down a little bit when I'm taking that shot, because I'm usually aiming down. I try to find high ground when I'm hunting. So each one of these knobs allows this carbon fiber, just beautiful, super duper strong. And when I say light, I'm talking about light. This is light. Okay, this isn't your steel or aluminum tripod that's going to kill you to carry. I mean, this thing is like, I could flip it around, very, very light, Really Right Stuff. You guys make a badass product, period. And for hunters out there, you want to get the best, this is it. And like I said, I've tried them all. It comes equipped for a hunter with that ball. And then basically the only thing that you need is the actual attachment, which is right there. And with this attachment, it slides right on to the gun. I'm going to do a quick overview on the Pulsar XP50. And again, I'm going to throw it out there. Thanks, guys at Pulsar, for allowing me to do this review. I was really excited. When I had talked to them, I explained to them that there were some things about the Armacite Zeus that, you know, most hunters aren't going to like. I would think anybody that's going to use a rifle, either in a hunting or a military, what I really, really liked about these guys is that they're not interested in a military application, period. They're not interested in getting a military contract. They're not going to load this stuff with a bunch of high-tech stuff that, you know, you have to go to college to understand. This is really, really simple stuff designed for hunters, period. That's what Pulsar is all about. Designing something that's going to be the best for the hunter. And, you know, right away that leads me to the eye relief. This piece right here is just beautiful. You can get right up on this if you want to. It's got a diopter, outside connection so you can connect it right to your computer. And let me tell you something. They sent me this thing, I got it, and 4 days into it, I had an upgrade. Now, when it came, it had 13 reticles. I counted them, and I was pretty excited because, you know, I'm used to having 4 or 5 reticles on my Armacites. They're just, it's one of the things that Armacite lack is different reticles for different situations. And man, when I got into the menu and I found I had 13 reticles, I almost fell off my chair. I was like, this is awesome. And I can see myself using a lot of these reticles in different hunting applications. So I was very impressed. But anyway, I connected it to my phone because it does have Wi-Fi, which is smart. You can actually see what's going on the screen on your phone, which to me is just fabulous. So anyway, it told me that I had an update. I went ahead and updated it, and through my phone, having the Wi-Fi on my machine, I got a full update. My resolution seemed clearer. When I taped, the taped video definitely looked super improved. Before, I would say the quality is half. I would say now maybe it's 3/4 of what you're seeing through the lens. Still not even close to as good as what you see with your eye when it ends up on the screen, as you're going to see in a little while. But for what it is absolutely the best out there. It's not grainy, it's not choppy. It's really a super awesome look through the lens. And so again, this update came through. I felt like my machine ran smoother, better, started up faster. It had a clock countdown when I went to shut it off. I was able to put it on sleep mode so I would conserve my battery. This is a really well thought out. One of my complaints that I always had about the Armacite and any other one, I've tried several different thermals out there. Not going to mention any other names because I don't like the other ones. The battery. One of the things I absolutely love about this is the battery, okay? And I took this out in the field. I hunted for 3 days, and I went through one of these and half of another 8-hour battery. This battery, when they say it lasts 8 hours, we're talking about 8 hours on. We're talking about 8 hours with Wi-Fi on. Using this sucker, zooming in, zooming out. I mean, this thing lasts 3 days, 4 hours a day. That's, you know, 12 to 16 hours because I messed with it when I was at the ranch and before I left. Pulsar, I'm going to give you 5 stars on the battery concept. It's easy to charge, plug it right in. You buy a couple of these bad boys and you are good to go. And snaps right in there, locks right in. You're not going to have to worry about your machine dying. You have one of these, you carry an extra one, you're out there, it's ridiculous. This is the power button. You have a diopter on this. So when you first get on there, you're going to use your diopter to, you know, measure to see if you're a little bit blurry or not. You got to get that right in order to get the contrast and everything else right on this machine. So it's very, very important that you understand that it does have a diopter. And that right there in itself is just form versus function. Where it is beautiful, okay? Love it. This machine weighs a little over 1.5 pounds. This thing is super duper light, and again, I'm gonna compare it to my Armasight Zeus 640. That machine is heavy. It's bulky, it's big, it sticks out on the side. See the streamline? It's designed like a torpedo, just like my gun. You know, everything is streamlined, it's going in the same direction. To have big things sticking out on the sides and sticking up is just, in my opinion, I love the form, the way that it looks. One of the things that I always complained about with other thermals too, and Pulsar seemed to had the answer for that, is these lens caps that were connected by a string. To me, that's just subpar engineering, and we've solved that problem with Pulsar. I'm having this flip lens that's connected, means I never lose a lens, and of course they rock the germanium lens as well, which is super quality. 50 hertz. So price point wise, from what I understand, Pulsar's trying to capture the market. They're not just trying to get a piece of the market. And I believe for the price that they're releasing this at, that $5,000 range, you could buy a 336 Armasight Zeus that's hokey with a bunch of shit on it that you probably don't need if you're a hunter. That you have a lens cap that's connected, a battery compartment, CR2, you know, 2.3s, which are expensive. You go through a case of those. I bought a case of those batteries just to hunt, and it's ridiculous. This one battery right here costs $89, lasts me 8 hours, and I charge it. I'm way ahead of the game. So, another thing I really love is there's no ring here to adjust, so I'm not fumbling around here. The adjustment is on the top. That is so intuitive. That is so precise. This tuning in allows me to keep my hand away from my lens. And then the buttons are here on the top. Again, super intuitive design. Each one of these has a little crease. There's lines that go across, and then there's a little bowl that these three sit in. And then this has its own little bowl, which is separate. So you could be in the dark, and like a fiddle, these buttons, you have a round button, which is all the way to the front in its little bowl, and we know that that's gonna be your up arrow, which also, by the way, just by clicking one button, switches you from white hot to black hot. When I talk about switching on the fly, this is the definition of switching on the fly. And when I talked to the guys at Pulsar, they said that they could understand my frustration and about my Armasight Zeus, because I had to go into palettes. So I had to go into a main screen, to go into palettes, to then change my white hot to black hot. And for you guys that like to switch from white hot to black hot, you are gonna absolutely take your Zeus and you're gonna throw it in the trash. One touch of this button switches me from white hot to black hot. And here's the beauty. They've designed the processor to automatically adjust your contrast and your brightness. So again, with the Armasight Zeus, and I'm not doing a comparison with the Armasight Zeus, it's just that I absolutely love my Armasight Zeus. I don't want anybody out there to get the wrong impression that they're running a subpar piece of machinery, because you're not. The Armasight Zeus is awesome. But you're gonna find out that a lot of the practical application on there is for a military guy that's got a long distance shot, you know, and he needs all these different features. This is very, very simple. Black hot, white hot, that's all you need as a hunter. To have all these other things is just overkill. And again, just by tapping it once, black hot. Tapping it again, white hot. You know, you're gonna touch it and it's gonna change it when you're in your main screen. You don't have to go into any menus in order to change it. That is absolutely fabulous. This button right here is your menu. You tap it once, it gives you a side menu for the easy stuff like brightness, like your zoom. Very intuitive. Like your rangefinder. Yes, guys. This has a built-in rangefinder. You're gonna click it, You're going to go up or down on your up and down. It's going to put you to the rangefinder, which you're going to see on the video. You're going to put your animal in between two lines. And to the left, it's going to tell you the distance, how far away that animal is. And in your mind, it's not going to take the shot for you. It's not going to calibrate, you know, your holdover. It's not going to do that. It's unnecessary as a hunter. We know what we got to do. If we're taking a 100-yard shot and we're zeroed at 100 yards, we know we could take that shot. If we go to the rangefinder and we find out this animal's 400 yards away, we know what our holdover is. You know, we're not beginners, otherwise we wouldn't be using thermals. You know, we'd be out there with flashlights and shotguns. Okay? This ain't for you guys. This is for the high-tech guys that want to have the best equipment and have the best hunts. And let me tell you, there's nothing hiding from the Black Hot. I wasn't a big fan of Black Hot on my Armacite because I didn't feel like I could get the quality and, you know, and get the contrast between the backgrounds. This Black Hot is absolutely fantastic. It whites everything else out in the background, and all you see is what you want to see, and that's shit that's alive. And the fact I don't have to mess with the contrast, with Armacite, you have to go negative. When you go to Black Hot, not only do you have to change it to Black Hot, but you have to go into the palette. You have to go into your contrast, and you have to go negative numbers on your contrast. Otherwise, it's going to look shitty. It's going to look terrible. So I believe that they did a fabulous, fabulous job with the intuitiveness of this. This button right here at the end, that's your record. You know, you also have, you could set it up where when you take the shot, it will record 3 seconds before the shot and 3 minutes after the shot. That's kind of a nice feature, especially when you forget to hit record like I do all the time. I haven't used it. I think I may have used it accidentally on the video. Again, this is my first hunt with this machine, and let me tell you, it's definitely grown on me. A couple of my buddies that have seen this wonder, what is this? And this is another thing that I think Pulsar is way out in front of. Even though this doesn't run really, really hot, it does have a heat sink. And it also has a fan that takes the heat from the inside of this machine and blows it out here. I think that's very, very smart because, again, I keep harping on Armacite. I always had a hard time running my Armacite in cool weather where there was either dew early in the morning and a lot of moisture, or when it was kind of warm, sun goes down, clouds start coming in, the humidity goes up. I would get condensation on my screen. I'd be constantly wiping off condensation. And in several cases, I've had several units that the condensation would be on the inside of the machine. And I'd have to send it back and they'd clean it and send it back to me. I'll tell you, Armacite has always done the right thing by me. So I'm not knocking the product, it's just that the reason for that is because it's cooler on the outside and the machine is so warm that the glass on the inside also gets warm. And when you put warm and cold together, you get condensation. It's just something you have to deal with. I literally lost a day of hunting because I had to take my thermal and just leave it out in the sun to, you know, to try to get the condensation to finally leave the machine. Problem solved. The heat sink here will do that. It's constantly moving the air through. And it does get a little bit warm, which is telling me the machine's working properly. And I really, really like it. The focus ring is on the top. It's not here, it's on the top. Out of everything, I like this the most. My hand's not in front of my screen. I don't lose my clarity of what's going on. Another thing they did, and again, kudos to Pulsar, this remote is the cat's ass. I'm going to tell you that right now. You got your power button, so you don't have to go reaching around to the other side of that to shut it off. Everything that you have on your machine, you have here. This rotor is a one tap, is equivalent to tapping your menu once. This rotor will also allow you to zoom in from 1.6 all the way up to 12.8. So if you like to be zoomed in at 7, you could zoom it into 7 just by rotating this ball either back or forward. Very smart. You want to get out of it, you tap it in. Your power button, if I hold this for 3 seconds, it goes into sleep mode. I could walk away, it's in sleep mode, it's not draining the battery too much. Very, very low battery juiced. If I hold it, it gives me a 5-second countdown. At the end of 5 seconds, it shuts the machine down completely. The middle button here is wonderful. If I tap it once, that is going to give me my picture-in-picture. Oh, I forgot to mention that. The picture-in-picture is something that always bothered me with my Arma sights. It bothered me with my ATN. It bothered me with my Trijicon. Having the picture-in-picture that actually works properly. You can zoom in your PIP, the picture-in-picture, while your regular screen is stationary. You still get your wide range of view, and you can actually focus in on the animal in your little PIP, which is nice. Now, I noticed a couple of my buddies are running the older version of this. Look, man, spend the money. Get this upgrade, man. You are not going to regret it. This thing is fantastic. It gets a little pricey, but in my opinion, if you're out there doing this for more than just a hobby, it's something that you love, I would suggest make the move. This thing is awesome. So again, that's going to control your PIP there. So again, this is nice. It could be mounted anywhere. It could be kept in your pocket. Talking about it does it no justice. Well, I will advise, if you do get it, you go ahead and you call the Night Vision guys. Night Vision guys sent me this Zero Delta, patent pending. This is designed for this machine. All you do is you push this in. First of all, it's tight. It ain't ever coming off of here. Unless I clean it, I take it off. I have it marked. But basically, if you can untwist it and then push it through the other side. And what happens is it opens this portion, comes forward, and you can take it on and take it off. But this thing is locked in. Once it's tightened just a little bit, this thing's locked. It's not going anywhere. It's very streamlined. It's very light. Compared to the one that they send you, this thing sticks way out to here. It sticks way out to here. I mean, it is obnoxiously just ugly. And it weighs a lot. It's really, really heavy. This thing is super light. Attaches very, very easily. Streamlined. It looks like... it was. And again, this is your attachment, so you can attach it directly to your computer. It has a built-in memory. So we're talking about almost 9 hours of video. Yes. 9 hours of video on this machine. You plug it in, you take your pictures off, you erase them, you've just increased your time that you can tape again. I love this machine. There's no little micro SD card to fumble around with. It's built into the machine. Anything you tape can also be shown on your phone. A beautiful thing. Out in the field, we're in the middle of nowhere. We did some night hunting. I was able to open up my phone, connect it to my machine using my Wi-Fi, and look at our hunt. I mean, I didn't have to wait to get home. I didn't have to plug it into a computer. I could look at the videos that I just took on my phone. Just, there's really nothing I could say except I give this machine 5 stars. Form, function, fit, eye relief. The 640, considering the fact it has a small objective. I mean, look at this. This has a very small objective. I mean, compared to my 75mm Zeus, which is just a beast, this thing has half the size, and in my opinion, is just as clear, if not clearer, especially on Black Hot. And I also did run this last hunt, my SIG. This came in. Finally got my tax stamp. Pretty excited to be able to run silent legally. So, yeah, I love this thing. Sounds like a little 22 firing. Didn't even need ears. So I would recommend you guys. It takes a long time. The best thing to do is order your silencer, man. It was nice to be able to hunt without having hearing protection, and it didn't even buzz my ear. Just a fabulous, fabulous. And this SIG Man, these guys, they know how to make a silencer. Let me tell you, this thing is heavy duty, quick release, nice little snap, pops right off here, and goes real nice with my carbon fiber barrel. So I think that that's it. Again, I really wanted to give some props to the Really Right Stuff. If you guys are looking to get the best tripod on the market that's light, this is the one to do. I mean, this is really the one to do. The ball's very easy to use. The knobs are very intuitive. Connects right to your gun. What's not to love? But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get to the video, give you the explanation. And there's no better way for you to see this thing in action than to actually see it in action. Alright, so I'm back. A couple of my hunting buddies that watch my videos asked me to show them a picture of my safe. And I kind of went, my safe? Oh, you mean where I put my guns? Well, basically what I've done is I've converted a closet with a nice strong door, support frames, and a lock into my ammo depot. And then of course I walk into my closet, and to my right I've got my scopes, depending on the situation, what I want to use. And then on this side I've got my shotgun, of course, my baby, my Creedmoor. I've got my Eliminator 2 bursts if I'm going to do deer hunting or elk. My ATN-X sight, which I haven't used in probably a year. And then, of course, my other guns. My Grendel with my Armasight Zeus. And my 300 Blackout for close quarters with my Armasight Zeus 336. So, there you go, guys. You wanted to see it? You see it. There it is. And of course I got enough ammo to survive 5 years if I need to. More ammo downstairs in the other closet. But anyway, okay, to be continued. Alright, so Ricky, man, we're doing this again, buddy.
Round 2.
You ready for round 2? We're on our way to Independence Ranch. And the Hog Slayer right here is ready to go. You're gonna make a right up here. All right, to be continued. We're gonna kill some shit.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, here we go again. We are at Independence Ranch, Part 2. Ricky and Jay killing some stuff. Anyway, tell me, are you pumped up?
Yes, sir. One more time. It's gonna be some fun.
All right. So we're gonna get over there. We're gonna get our liability paperwork filled out, get our quarters, and get out to our blind here as soon as we possibly can tonight. To be continued. Wacky Shack, here we come.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Back at Independence Ranch. And we're heading over to Wacky Shack. God, I can't believe how excited I am. Like I've never done this before.
For real. I feel like it's my first time.
Alright, so to be continued. Alright, so this is our last day here, and we're going to be going to Windmill Blind. We've never been there before. This is our first time.
It looks like we're going to be on point.
Looks like we're going to be on point. We scoped the place out, and last night we got skunked at Wacky Shack.
Yeah.
They incorporated a new blind in front of Wacky Shack, so we were used to getting all the boar, all the hogs coming from the honey hole, and we got first cracks at them. Now they put a blind in front of Wacky Shack, so they got all the action. We didn't see one pig. So
we've seen a whole bunch of babies, but no clean shots.
No clean shots. But anyway, we're hoping that we get first cracks at all the pigs coming out of the honey hole tonight at Windmill. So we're gonna kill some.
Yes, sir. Today is gonna go down, like I said.
All right. To be continued. We'll see it on the video. Okay, so here we're going to do a range finder. So you can see over to the left it says 57, 52, 51 on the elk/deer. Underneath you got a pig and a bunny. You put the animal within those two bars, and it'll tell you the range, how far away they are. You can set your holdover as you're using that.
Up at the top left, you can see I'm recording. Down on the bottom, you can see an A and arrow and 50 yards. That's my setup for my shot, ballistically. I also have the tree setting, so I'm in an environment where there's a lot of trees. The SA is semi-automatic for the shutter speed and the nuke, and I'm about to do a picture-in-picture feature. Now, I love this because I could zoom in on the top without losing my range of field on the bottom. I think this is an excellent, excellent feature on this scope. And also, as I do zoom on that, my X in the middle of my reticle gets bigger too. Now, here what's happening is it's still daytime. It's not even nighttime yet. So, those pigs are probably about 400 yards out. Way, way deep back in those woods. And this is the black hot on the Pulsar. And let me tell you, it's just fantastic. Even though I could see trees, I could see leaves, I could see grass, I know what I'm looking at. Those pigs that are in the black hot just pop in the background. And as you see in later videos, they really pop when they're close. Just loving the resolution on this thing. Just excellent, excellent resolution. As you can see on the bottom left, not in the full corner, but right next to it, you have a B with an arrow facing up and 100 yards. So what I did was I went ahead and went from my 50 to my 100 yards because we're at a different blind where the minimum shot is 100 yards. So the beauty about this is that you could have 15 different settings for 3 different profiles. Awesome thermal. You're going to see great video coming up here in just a minute. So stay tuned.
Over 100 yards.
I'm gonna aim a little low.
You could see we have hot in water.
Yeah.
So we have a pig that's just sitting on a bank in the middle of a pond. He's near the shore. He hasn't moved, which is weird, but he's definitely hot. And Ricky, what do you think, man? You want to take this shot or what?
We can. He looks like a big boy.
I mean, just so you know, it's not even dark yet.
Yeah, I know.
We take the shot. I don't.
It might scare other pigs away.
I don't think it will, man. Why don't you hit him right in the head, man? Just do it.
Let's see what we got.
Do your thing, man. Do your thing, Ricky. Take your time. Zoom him in.
Yeah.
Get right up there at 8 times and put it right in his eye, like you did earlier.
Oh, that's a yeah. All right, here we go. We won. I already got him in my crosshairs. Let me take him out of misery.
Let me see if I can get.
Let's verify that's a pig. Cause
Yeah, well, you gotta be really careful and make sure that it is.
yeah, I ain't trying to shoot no 5,000 out of water buffalo. He looks like a pig from here, bro. I got a perfect shot on him.
Zoom in on him a little bit just to make sure.
Yep, I'm zoomed in all the way. Alright, right there. Yeah? Ain't no water buffalo. You gonna take it?
I've got a nice clean shot as well, so.
Alright, I'm gonna count to 3. 1, 2. No movement.
Now there's 2. I see 2 holes.
You see 2 holes? Oh, yeah, we got him. He's drowning now. Yep, bam. Oh shit.
He went under the water.
Alright, I'm gonna stop recording now. 2 sitting in the water. Jay probably take the left, I'm gonna take the right. Set it up, I'm recording. I'm taking the right.
Gotta take the one to the left.
I'm going right. I'll count down.
Hold on.
Go ahead, take your time.
You gotta take the one on the right.
Yeah,
Okay, hold on a second.
take your time.
Look at the tape going. Are they down in the water?
I don't know.
in the fucking water.
Just drown them. Fuck.
Ready?
1, 2. Oh shit, hold on.
Hold on, yep, I'm on safety too.
Alright, hold on. You ready?
Hold on. We're not going anywhere. Let's make sure we got a perfect shot.
Alright, that's less than 100 yards?
Yeah, it's about 100 yards. Ready, countdown, ready when you are.
1, 2. Got mine, right? Drop this bitch ass. Mine's down.
Look, you see him splashing.
Yeah, yours drowning. Sorry, buddy. That's badass, homie. Alright, so that's how we do it. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off recording. Oh shit.
Okay, so here, basically, it's the same view that you just had with the Armacite Zeus that Ricky was using. Now, I'm behind the gun on this. Obviously, this is the Pulsar XP50. I'm getting sighted in to take him out. I only want to hit him with one shot. Ricky claimed that he hit his in the head and didn't even budge, move, or make even a twitch. And then after further review of the video, he must have hit him with a submerged shot because he hit the water, but it must have hit him just right because he never even budged. But anyway, I'm about to take this shot, and as you can see, I'm at 6.4, and bam, one shot, those ELD-X bullets, man, and he's toast. The boar that's to the right that Ricky shot is an absolute monster. Look at the size of it. The one that I shot's a nice pig. That's about 100 yards away. That's a big pig. We were contemplating running over there because it looks like mine, the one that I shot right there, was half in the water, and it looks like Ricky's was just over there laying on its side. Now, possibly it could have already been dead, but to me it looks like it's laying on the shore, not even in the water, it's just laying on its side. We were contemplating running over there and, trying to drag him out of there. It was pretty hairy. Even though it looks bright with the thermals, it was pitch dark. Couldn't see your hand in front of your face dark. Overcast skies, windy, and yeah, we just didn't want to mess with that. But that was fun. And you get two views. You get the view with the White Hot and Armacite Zeus, and then you got to see the Black Hot with the Pulsar XP50. And they're both great units, and to be continued.
Alright, go bait. Good shooting, good shooting. I'm gonna turn it off for now.
Okay, so this is just a different view. Obviously, Ricky was to the right and I was to the left. We were about 25 yards apart from each other. And Ricky took a shot on a pig and I took a shot on a pig. So this is a synchronized shot. So if you're wondering why it's taking so long for us to shoot all these pigs, I mean, if we wanted to, we could open up and spray and probably kill about 9 of them. But what we're doing is we're trying to each acquire a target so that we can take a synchronized shot, which is better for both of us because it means if he shoots and I don't get a shot off, we only get 1 pig. And then we got to wait for them to come back or, hope they come back. So in this case, we're merely acquiring targets. We're communicating with snaps. So 1 snap, basically acquiring a target. 2 snaps, acquired a target. And then 3 snaps is basically to count down 3, snap, 3, 2, 1, take the shot. So I let Ricky run this particular synchronized shot. So Ricky gave me the signal. So I had to acquire something very fast, and bam, looks good to me. He gives me the signal, 3 snaps. I shoot, he shoots, and at this point, I'm just double checking to make sure mine down. I know I hit him solid in the back of the head. His got up and ran, took a couple shots at him, and then I dealt the final blow, put him down. And then to my amazement, I'm looking around and I'm thinking, okay, well, we got 2 pigs here. This is good. I know mine's done. He's not getting up. And as I pan over to the right, now I don't know if these 2 pigs had come into the blind together. Maybe they're related. But when I pan over to the right here in a second, you're going to see another pig just can't help itself. Has to see what's going on. And he's coming back. We just shot 2 pigs, and this other pig just for some reason wanted to come back and check it out and say, hey, what's going on, man? Get up. So I decided to let him lay right beside him. But anyway, this is the black hot view. In retrospect, I probably should have zoomed it and put it to white hot so you can see the difference. But there's more video coming, so stay tuned. Okay, so here you're going to see 3 more hogs getting dealt with. We had been waiting for a little while. It was about 8:08, and had a couple pigs. We wanted to take a synchronized shot. Ricky was looking over at the pond at the time, but we did end up popping 3 on this particular video. So I'm messing with the PIP here, and as you can see, what I'm using is a long-distance reticle that comes with the Pulsar. That reticle, as you zoom in, the X in the middle gets bigger, and you have your holdovers. And each one of those holdovers is based on past 200. So up to 200, you'd still put the X where your target is. At 300, you would go 1 holdover down. At 400, 2, and so on. So I'm using a long-distance reticle, so I know I'm going to be spot on whether I take a short 100-yard shot or if I have to take a 500-yard shot. My holdover is already set in there, so I love this particular reticle. And I want to let you know that I'm about to take this shot, but what you're seeing on your video is probably about half the resolution as what I see through the lens. It gets degraded as it goes from the machine to the computer, and then the computer degrades it. And then as the computer processes it and changes the format, it also has to be changed again when it goes up to YouTube. So you may be seeing a crummy picture, but let me tell you, what I see, I could see the hairs on their head. I could see their eyes. I could see the color of their hooves. I could see the shot. I could see when I hit them, I could see that it's hotter where I shot than the rest of the body. So they look black, but where I shoot them, it's really black. So you're about to see this 2-shot, bam, bam, really, really quick. So bam, bam, just like that. And as you can see at 12.8, I am right up on them, and that's about a 150-yard shot right there. And again, I think Ricky was trying to deal with something over at the pond. I know that Ricky had a clean shot and was kind of waiting for me to do a synchronized shot, but lo and behold, a third pig I saw way off in the distance decided to check out what the gunshots were. I mean, literally, my gun is so quiet, that suppressor. I don't know if he heard gurgling from the other animals that he had to come and check it out. But yeah, this pig just comes strolling in. So at this point, what, again, in retrospect, sorry I didn't switch it over to white hot, but I can't believe how much I love the black hot on this machine. And again, this video does it absolutely no justice. You'd have to magnify it maybe 70 times percent clearer, maybe 80% clearer. Because even as I'm taping this, I could see that it's totally degraded from what I saw through the lens. Not even remotely close. But anyway, I'm about to put the picture-in-picture on to show you how great it is. And again, it was so crystal clear to me. I could see exactly where I was hitting them, just behind the ear. And you can see I put the PIP on at 3.2. And that's about really all I need. Gets me right where I need to be, know right where I'm going to shoot, and bam! Down he goes. And that's about 150 yards at the tree line. So, I absolutely love this machine. I really, really do. So, and then you can see the settings there on the side. I was taking a look at something. But to be continued.
Alright. Hold it. Go ahead. Drop this bitch ass. He's down. And he's down. So we got that one. That one. Kicking a little. Just, that's adrenaline. Alright, let me swing over. See if we still got him by the water. Alright, we got those two we already popped. Nah, the one by the water's gone. Alright, let me just scope her out. Is that another one out there?
No, I was thinking about putting him out of his misery, but...
No, I think there's another one out there.
Really?
Hold on. Is that a deer?
In the woods?
Yeah.
Oh no, there's some coming up behind her.
Behind where?
Against the fence, man. Get some against the fence action.
Hold on, hold on. Let me go slow.
I see some coming up against the fence.
Bet the fucking deer gonna be in the way, my nigga. Oh, I see him.
Okay, here's the plan. Here's what we're gonna do.
Hold on, I think there's another one that you didn't see.
Keep your eye on him. Let's say they get past us because of the deer. We're gonna run over here, grab the blackout, and wait to try to pick them off as they run by.
Alright, we'll go stalk.
Okay.
Let me see where they're at.
I think now's the time. We should throw down another thing of corn.
Think so?
Hell yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna stop recording. To be continued.
Okay, so here, we've already shot one pig. Ricky took a great shot. Wonderful headshot. Bam. Dropped him just like a sack of potatoes. So now it's my turn. So I got the PIP going now. What I want you to understand is what I see through the video, I could see this animal's eye. I could see its eyes. So when it turns and I take the shot, I literally see eyeballs. In fact, I swore I saw eyelashes. I'm telling you, this thermal is so vivid. And when I take that shot, I basically hit him right where I want to hit him. I was aiming for the eye. I wanted to hit him right in the eye, right behind it, and bam. Look at that. Now, that looks kind of crummy, but I'm telling you, it was crystal clear. I could see his eye when I took that shot. And bam, he goes down. The beauty of having a thermal that's got such great resolution, and again, you cannot see it on here as well as you could see it through the actual eyepiece, is that you can distinguish exactly where you're shooting. You don't have to guess. With this reticle, it gives you a huge advantage. That X gets bigger as you magnify it, and your holdovers get bigger as you magnify it. This is a brand new reticle that Pulsar just downloaded onto my machine for free. When they first sent it to me about a week ago, it didn't have this reticle. I told them they needed a long distance reticle, and lo and behold, 3 days later, this reticle appeared with holdovers built right into it. Couldn't ask for a better reticle. I love this thing, especially for long distance. And again, we got some more video coming around in just a minute, so stay tuned.
Oh, got a monster. Fuck. One more shot.
Still got piglets? Oh, there's still more back there. They're all leaving?
How the fuck we both miss? There's that big one in the back. Fucking deer don't give a fuck.
How about that shot?
Got him.
Fucking 200-300 yards away, she got him. That was a badass shot.
That was,
I got
bro.
it on video. One more to finish him off. Alright, let's call Matt. We gotta go get him.
Alright.
Yeah. And dude, I decided to take that shot. He's deep in the woods, man.
I know.
I fucking...
Alright, just for that, you gonna carry his ass back. Hey,
Yeah, man.
there's a nut now. Hey, fat ass shot, my nigga.
Hell yeah.
Alright, to be continued.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here you're going to get the same view as the last video that was with the Armacite, but the view that you're going to be getting is my view. The Armacite was being run by Ricky, and of course he was looking at different things. What you're going to see now is my view using Black Hot, and again, you can make it out, man. It's pretty vivid. There's different color shades, different patterns going on. Those things really, really pop on this Pulsar. This video does it no justice. I know it sounds like I'm beating a dead horse here, but I want you to understand that it is so much better than what's on the video here. And by the way, audio will be available probably by this time next week or the week after that. That's what Pulsar's telling me. But I basically have my mind set on hitting a particular animal. As you can see, I got a perfect shot to take that pig right there. The reason why I didn't was Ricky wasn't ready to take his shot. He didn't have something picked out. But you're going to see it from a different angle the same video, but from my point of view, from what I was saying. And so again, this is kind of what's going on. I'm trying to get set up here to take that animal. I'm not sure why I picked that particular one, but I think there was a little miscommunication between Ricky and I about what was going on. We had been waiting. It was 9:38. This was our last hurrah. Sutton triggered these animals where they decided to get the hell out of Dodge. So the one that I was looking at decides to leave. I start following him, and I take that shot, and he ran off. Couldn't get another shot at him, which really, really sucked. It was frustrating. That was the only one that I shot. We did end up recovering it about an hour later, but still, for it to run away, I'm not sure where I hit it, but I know I didn't get a clean shot, otherwise he would have went down. So at this point, I wanted to at least get one more on this video. So I'm trying to plan one out. I didn't want to take a small one, and I knew I wanted to get a good shot, something for the video, something long distance. So way off in the background there, that's between 200 and 300 yards. So I decided, you know what, the hell with it. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take one in between the trees. So I kind of lined up and, went for it and took my shot. Bam! And there he goes. Just like that. So after range finding him out there, it was 259 yards. 258 yards. And nice pig. So I hope you enjoyed that. We will try to get some more video as soon as possible. There's going to be some pictures here of our day hunt, which we used the thermal for the day hunt too, but we really didn't do much taping. We were stalking most of the time, and that's a little more tedious than being posted up with a tripod like this. So we will put those pictures here at the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed this, and we will see you again soon.
Teamwork. Ricky and I shot this huge boar on the way out. We were leaving. We wanted to get a big one, and we ended up getting a big one.